And last but not least, you will talk about the Hunger Games, the Ballad of
Sure.
Songbirds and Snakes. So I will just do my preamble as I normally do, and I'll just leave the rest for you, right? So Hunger Games, right? I'm gonna confess something. You probably might hate me for saying this, but it's kind of true, right? So I never read the books at all, nor do I see myself doing so, right?
I don't blame you.
Right?
It's pretty mediocre stuff.
Why am I not surprised, right? And
Yeah.
this is coming from somebody who, prior to seeing the first Hunger Games, saw a little movie that blew my mind called Battle Royale, right?
Right.
And the thing is, when I first saw when I saw the trailer, whatever it is for the first movie, I told myself, oh, so it's kind of like a watered down, Americanized version of Battle Royale, but it's set in a much different, post-apocalypse. Okay, all right. But the reason why I saw these movies, you might hate me for this, is because of Jennifer Lawrence. At a point in time, I was kind of crushing and she was like, hey, Jennifer
Okay.
Lawrence, I kind of like, she'd Civilized Playbook. Oh, she's
Right.
in this post-apocalyptic show that I thought was just going to be this one-off show. Okay, I went and see it. She was on screen. I like seeing she on screen. The story was engaging enough. I do kind of like, I do like that first one, right? But I didn't know until like the movie came to an end. Yeah, we get more movies of no, the series is gonna continue on. I was like, yay,
Right.
and gotta keep in mind, right? This was the YA era, right? This was where
Yeah.
these stories would be adapted, right? So this is right or after we were laughing at the Twilight series, right? So it's like, oh, okay, this is gonna be the replacement for that. Yay, okay. So when Catching Fire came out, I really enjoyed that. Like I thought that was like
I remember digging. That is my favorite in the
yeah.
franchise as well.
Same here too. I thought that was a huge step up for the first one, right? And where
Yeah.
that ended though, I was like excited.
The
I was
twist
like,
is great.
yeah. I was
Yeah, the
excited,
twist
like
at the end is
yes,
great.
you know what I mean. I
Yeah.
can't wait for Mockingjay to come out. And well, a fun fact: these movies actually came out yearly, so I was like, all right, would next year, boy, Mockingjay, right? And then they say part one. I was like, oh lord,
But
we
yeah, that's
doing
bullshit.
the Harry Potter
The Harry
thing,
Potter thing. Yeah.
which I didn't mind because it was the end,
Harry Potter
right?
could get away with that.
But
Harry
because
Potter.
right, they got away with it
Yeah.
because there was a good amount of films leading up to the
Exactly.
end,
But
right?
Harry Potter just big enough to do that. Like you're not
Yes.
big enough to do that. Whatever.
Yeah, like this is like what we had two films and we gotta do the part one thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Even
that
when
bullshit.
Twilight do it, right?
Yeah,
They could
but
kind of get
shameless.
away with kind of get away with it, I guess. Even though what they had like what 3-4 films before they do the whole part one shit or whatever, right? So yeah, part one happened and then part two happened and I was like, all
Yeah.
right. What? Honestly, I was
I
not wowed by the two Mockingjays, right? But I was like, okay,
right.
this is the end. All right, this is the end. Okay, fine, moving on. And I moved on with my life. I never sought over those films, not even Catching Fire, which still is the best for me, right? So yeah, much
Yeah.
am I surprised when the trailer for the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes drops. I was like, all right, we still doing this? And yes, I know it's
Yeah.
a prequel, but we still doing this? I mean, yeah, Tom McGill, Rachel Zegler in it, and I would have seen it because of her, but still, it just wasn't enough though because I just sort of tuned out to the Hunger Games since the Mockingjay, duology, right, if you will, right? So yeah, I was done with it, but I was like, and I guess that's why I didn't see it. It's like, do we still need these movies? But it's a prequel. Hey, so I guess that will, the sell is that will explain why, the world in the Hunger Games is the way it is and
Right.
why all this stuff happened. So, okay, I guess so. But I'll close this, right? As we talk about Harry Potter, remember there was some Harry Potter sequels that came out, right? Which now,
Go on.
because of reasons, and a person nobody care about anymore, right? Or say two people actually, a couple, a former couple. Yeah, we don't care about the Harry Potter prequels anymore. We don't care about these
Well,
things, right?
not only that, that even if I would argue, even if it was still popular, it was still shit the bed. So whatever.
You know what I mean?
Uh,
So I was
well,
I was
yeah.
getting I was getting a
I don't
similar
remember.
vibe. Yeah, I was getting a similar vibe with the Hunger Games, right? Like we doing the prequel thing, but after like another one of these, yeah, people will just stop caring because we've kind of gone past it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I never read the books, so maybe this show existed makes sense. I don't know, right? But yeah, Ricardo, take it away. I guess you could. Well, yeah, you could start off with your thoughts on the previous movies or what you thought about them. I know you're not a Jennifer Lawrence fan, so you can tell me how
No,
much
yeah.
she suck in the movies. But yeah, you could tell
No,
me
not
what you
really.
thought
I
about.
mean, I'm not big fan. I'm not a big fan. I don't hate her, but she never wow me. But she good. which is good enough. Whatever.
Right.
Yeah. This thing again for me with the franchise, yes, I just felt at the time I remember finding the first film just so derivative and forgettable, and just so like, oh, okay, that is it. But whatever. I could see for the younger audience who ignorant of any of these tropes or if it is enjoying it for what it was. So like, all right, cool, you could leave it there. Then I thought the second one was great, mostly because of Philip Seymour Hoffman. And who's the other guy was in this? The Watcher. Let's call him Watcher from MCU. Um,
Oh, Jeffrey Wright.
right. Yeah,
Yes, he was
he
in
was in
that. I
that.
forgot. Yes, yes.
Yeah, but the twist involving that, the involving their characters was great. That was a great twist. So like, oh shit, that actually catch me off guard, and it actually make the story interesting. And it's like, oh, this is a real strong cliffhanger. And then the final two movies was just ass, just laziest routed, pretty bad, doesn't work for what it is. And so that's how I feel about it. And I completely forgot until I saw the trailer for this. And then when I saw the trailer for this, I'm like, oh, they're doing the prequel thing. Alright, fine. And then I completely forgot again. And it's only until we call them fellas do a bunch of reviews of the franchise. Like, alright, this coming out, alright, great. We call them Mr. Sunday and them. They decided to do a big review of the franchise as
Oh,
it is.
would okay.
Alright,
I actually not
alright, fine.
surprised. I'm not surprised that they did that. They are the type of people who do that anyway. So
Right.
yeah.
So that was I was there for that, and I was like, all right, whatever. And then I tentatively excited because like I've seen some good stars in this. They're doing the same thing all over again. So alright, so let's get into this one. So it's roughly I want to say what 65 years prior to the events of the movies. So I think the Hunger Games was the 75th anniversary, if I remember correctly, or the
Okay.
74th anniversary. Sorry, the first Hunger Games was the 74th anniversary, if I remember correctly. This is the 10th anniversary of the war, right? So the war ended, and basically they created games to punish people, kind of thing. So what they decided to do is this, but what this is the first year you had the mentor system, right? So remember when Katniss and them had this mentor? It was what's his name? Oh gosh, the drunk fellow. Oh gosh.
It was Woody Harrelson, right?
Woody Harrelson,
Yes.
right? Yeah,
How I
Woody
remember that?
Harrelson was
Wow,
yeah,
shit.
he was their mentor, right? So
Yeah.
they set up the mentor system for the first time. And well, the first they did a origin of Snow, the Donald Sutherland's character, the president, the big evil villain. It's his
Oh,
origin
okay,
story.
okay, okay.
It's his origin story. But what he do is he meet this character called Lucy Greybeard that is played by Zegler, and what she is, and this is okay. So let's get into the stuff that works. I think she's really good. Two things. Well, not only I think she's a pretty good actress. She really holds it together. But what they do with it is that they make her in more or less the exact inversion to Katniss. Right? She feels the exact opposite to Katniss. Katniss doesn't have a personality, but she's all utilitarian, fighting, badass. She's the
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
opposite. She's all charisma. She's a bard effectively. In fact, they literally call her Lucy Gray Beard, which I suppose is short for bard, whatever. But she's carrying on. She's all showmanship, and she have this dress, and she over the top, and she's all personality, and she could sing. But she can't. When it comes to the actual like violence and fighting, she don't seem to be pretty good at that. She's actually bad at that. And they play with that conceit and the whole showmanship to the capital and how to make you a big star, and it's more about being a celebrity as it is. And I'm like, why do you just have she's a big star and she's real popular? Why should you just have she's singing and actually putting into the death fight, right? That whatever. That's world building bullshit. I don't care. So yeah, the main person kind of running everything in terms of the actual like planning of it was Viola Davis. I forget the character name, but it's Viola Davis just hamming the hell out of this movie, and
Wow.
uh,
Why am I not
I can't be
surprised?
mad.
I mean, look at the
I can't be
costume,
mad
right?
at it.
Look at the costume.
I can't be mad at yeah, exactly. I can't be mad at that because like she win a EGOT, fuck you. Like that's basically how
That's true. That's
she
true.
she win a EGOT and she just hammered the hell out of it. But also Peter Dinklage is in this and he's pretty good. What he
Nice.
plays, he kinda plays a kind of proto version of the idea of running the games and the structure of the games itself. He's this guy who's this designer and he has a relationship with Snow. Why Snow is the way he is, involved with Snow father, and there's a whole backstory with that. And they keep making a bunch of puns about Snow. This is when Snow falls, and when the family of Snow
Oh
fell, because
Jesus.
basically Snow's family is it was formerly wealthy now. Now they kind of in the doldrums about wealth, and they barely making it. And then it have a whole story about him where they get into is his fall because he cheat for the girl. It have a whole thing. It's a big story. Zegler is quite good. The guy who they get Tom Blight, he kind of flat, but he's a big handsome white boy face. His work, you know. That is himself. Yeah, but I don't think he have any charisma. He kind of seem to be not particularly charismatic. Zegler is quite good. Dinklage is good. Jason Schwartzman is in this, who's playing like a proto version of oh gosh, what's his name? The villain from, I don't know if it's the same character. I can't remember off the top of my head. But he's the host of the Hunger Games. What's his name, boy? The actor. The host of the Hunger
Not
Games.
Stanley Tucci. Right.
Stanley Tucci's character. Yeah, yeah. I can't remember if it's the same character or if it's like a proto version of the character, but it's the same idea of the character. He probably a proto version. That's it. Everybody's proto this, proto that. It's just the origins. And is this better than when Harry Potter did it with their prequel story? Kind of. It's a little more. All I'll say it's a lot more tolerable because when Harry Potter did it and they said, I still kind of mad of how much they waste that bag. When they said, let's do, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. In my head, I was like, yes, good. Let's do Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them and do a set of Harry Potter prequel world building bullshit. Nobody care about that. But they decided to do Magical World War II for some dumb reason.
I know, right? And this confused everything, huh?
Yeah. A set of nonsense that nobody care about. They didn't care about when the books was out, so we gotta care about it now. No, just do a nice, simple, play it small. You basically have Harry Potter and Pokemon mixed in one. And they absolutely, fumbled that bag, in my opinion. With this, it's a little more tolerable because they didn't really sell that. They just say, look, this is about the story and the origin story where things play out in terms of the rebellion. It's 10 years after shit starting up, and it plays that conceit. Will this get prequels? I have no idea, nor do I care. Right? Because it's still not all that good. But it's a lot better than I thought it would have been, as it is. I thought this would have been like real ass. It was just ass. That's it. That's how I feel about it. Rating 6 out of 10. It works mostly because of Dinklage and Viola Davis holds it together. She just monologuing and hamming it up and laughing and cackling, and it's like, all right, well, this is kind of funny, I suppose. And she works as a villain for the most part, like where they do it and why she works. The big selling point is the Snow and his supposed rise but fall into disrepute, like why he becomes the villain he is, and so on and so forth. He does his villainous act at the ending, and it's a pretty dark movie, for what it is. Especially involving a big decision he makes at the ending. And like, all right, that pretty dark, I suppose. But it didn't wow me enough for me to care enough and to say, oh, well, I need to have a big origin story to see this bullshit again. Nope. I don't care enough about Hunger Games to care. I didn't care back when Hunger Games was out. I definitely don't care now. And the question is if you're going to build the hype. And it's funny to watch, early 2010s nostalgia being catered to a second time in a row today, right? With Scott Pilgrim and now with this, right? I don't know what.
I know, right?
Yeah. But yeah, it was I was pretty. It was better than I expected, and to be fair, and this is me not even going in that drunk or anything like that. I didn't go in drunk at all. I didn't go in with a couple beers in me or nothing like that. No, I just watched it and I was like, all right, well, I thought this would be real shit, but it was just normal. It's fine. That's about it. Yeah, 6 out of 10. That's fine. I don't hate it. If you're a Hunger Games fan, you might like this, maybe, I suppose. But I couldn't get into this as it is. But because another thing is just all the references to snow just so corny as hell though. Snow falls on top. Snow lands on the top of the asset of snow puns. Like, you could stop. Well, moving on.
Yeah. I imagine a majority of them will show up in like a honest trailer once when it comes out for this movie.
Yeah, some bullshit. Yeah, some bullshit. Yeah.
All right.